Hi, I'm Syed on Maths Online. Today's topic is infinite series. This is the third part of the infinite series. We already discussed in the last two videos about infinite series and also about the Cauchy's root test. And today we'll be discussing about the D'Alembert's ratio test. What actually is D'Alembert's ratio test? If summation of un is a series of positive terms, and if I take the limit as n tends to infinity, un plus 1 by un is equals to L, where L is finite value, n is a finite value. Then what happens to the series? Then summation of un will be convergent. Summation of un is convergent if the value of L is less than 1. So this conclusion is the same as we have seen in the case of the Cauchy's root test. L is less than 1, the series is convergent. And then the series is divergent. The summation of un is divergent if the value of L is greater than 1. So exactly the same condition as we have seen in the case of the Cauchy's root test. And the test will fail, if the value of L is equals to what? If the value of L is equals to 1. Now let us take few examples based on D'Alembert's ratio test. Test for convergence, the series 1 square by 2 plus 2 square by 2 square plus 3 square by 2 cube plus 4 square by 2 power of 4 and so on. So we need to identify over here the general term un term. So what is the possible un term that we'll be getting? Nth term. You can see it is 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, 5 squares, 6 square and so on. You'll be getting n square. Whole divided by. Denominator, you try to see this 2. The base is the same, 2 itself. But the power is increasing. It's 2 power of 1, 2 power of 2, 2 power of 3, 2 power of 4 and so on. That means the value base is the same, 2 itself. But what is the power? You can see the power is 1 here, the power is 2, the power is 3 and so on. So the power in the denominator, so the power in this case will be equals to, again it is 1, 2, 3 so on. So you can write 2 power of n. So put n as 1, you will get 2, n as 2 will get 2 square, n as 3 will get 2 cube, n as 4 will get 2 power of 4. So this is general un term that we have calculated, because you need two terms in the case of the D'Alembert's ratio test. One is the value of un you have to find, another is un plus 1. So you have got un value, now you have to find out un plus 1. So only in the place of n you put n plus 1 to get the value of un plus 1. So here I'll replace this value of n by n plus 1. So I'll be getting un plus 1 is equals to, so in place of n you put n plus 1. So n plus 1 whole square divided by 2 power of, again n is being replaced by n plus 1. So you'll be getting n plus 1 whole square divided by 2 power of n plus 1. Alright, just putting the value of n as n plus 1. Then in the D'Alembert's ratio test, what you have to take the ratio un plus 1 by un. Alright, so write first un plus 1, its value is n plus 1 whole square divided by 2 power of n plus 1, and whole divided by what you have, whole divided by un. What is un value? Un value is n square by 2 power of n. So numerator as it is, I'll write n plus 1 whole square divided by 2 power of n plus 1. So this n square by 2 power of n, I'll take in the numerator, it becomes reciprocal. It becomes 2 power of n divided by how much? N square. So we'll try to simplify this expression. This will be equals to, So here n plus 1 whole square divided by n square, I'll write it as it is, into what you're having 2 power of n and 2 power of n plus 1. So 1 by 2 power of n plus 1 is a greater number here. I'll take this 2 power of n in the denominator into 2 power of, because it is coming in the denominator, it becomes minus of n. Alright, which will be equals to, from here I can take plus n common. So the square term as it is, only inside the bracket I am taking n common. So if we take n common, what will be left out? 1 plus 1 by n whole divided by this n square into, it is 1 by 2 power of. So bases are the same, you can just add the powers, n plus 1 minus of n. So this plus n and minus of n will cancel out, which will be equals to, here raising to the power of 2, so it becomes n square 1 plus 1 by n whole square divided by this n square value into 1 by 2 power of, because plus n and minus n will cancel out, only 2 power of 1 will be 2 itself. And further you can cancel out this n square and n square. You will be left out with the constant 1 by 2 as it is into 1 plus 1 by n whole square. So you got the value of un plus 1 by un. Further, in the D'Alembert's ratio test, you have to apply the limit. So apply the limit as n tends to infinity, un plus 1 by un. Right hand side also you apply the limit as n tends to infinity, 1 by 2 times of 1 plus 1 by n whole square. So 1 by 2 is a constant, you can apply the limit as n tends to infinity. So 1 plus 1 by infinity whole square. But 1 by infinity is 0. So 1 plus 0 square is 1 itself. You'll just be getting 1 by 2. So what about this 1 by 2? Is it less than 1? So if the value is less than 1, so what type of series it is? So therefore by D'Alembert's ratio test, summation of un is what? Is convergent, because the value is less than 1. Let us take another example. Test for convergence, the series 3 by 4 plus 1 plus 3 square by 4 square plus 1 plus 3 cube by 4 cube plus 1 plus 3 power of 4 by 4 power of 4 plus 1 and so on. So we need to write down the unth term over here. Un will be equals to, so this base 3 is the same, so 3 power of, you try to see the power is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on up to n. So 3 power of n, general term will be getting, whole divided by, denominator first term you will try to see, it's 4 power of 1, 4 square, 4 cube, 4 power of 4, 4 power of 5, so on, 4 power of n will be getting, plus, this term is the same, it's not changing, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, so plus 1 only, it will not change. Now, you have to find out un plus 1, so wherever n is there, just replace n by what? N plus 1. So if you replace n by n plus 1, it becomes un plus 1 is equals to 3 power of n plus 1 divided by 4 power of n plus 1 plus 1. So you got un plus 1 and un. You need to just take the ratio of un plus 1 and un. So un plus 1 by un. So un plus 1 is 3 power of n plus 1 by 4 power of n plus 1 plus 1 whole divided by un value. Un value is 3 power of n by 4 power of n plus 1. So we have got un plus 1 by un to be equals to so much. So we need to simplify this result. So that will be equals to 3 power of n plus 1 by 4 power of n plus 1 plus 1. So this value will take the reciprocal, the denominator value is 4 power of n plus 1 divided by 3 power of n, which will be equals to, so I can rewrite this as 3 power of n into 3 whole divided by this value as it is 4 power of n plus 1 plus 1. Here it is 4 power of n plus 1 as it is divided by 3 power of n. So this 3 power of n and 3 power of n will cancel out. So here you are left out with 3 times of 4 power of n plus 1 divided by it is 4 power of n plus 1 plus 1. This will be equals to 3 times of, suppose if I take 4 power of n as common outside, I will be left out with 1 plus 1 by 4 power of n. Denominator also I can take 4 power of n plus 1 common outside. I will be left out with 1 plus 1 by 4 power of n plus 1. Now I can further write this as 3 into, it is 4 power of n into 1 plus 1 by 4 power of n whole divided by 4 power of n plus 1 can be written as 4 power of n into 4 times of 1 plus 1 by 4 power of n plus 1. You can see this 4 power of n will cancel out. You will be left out with 3 times of, it is 1 plus 1 by 4 power of n whole divided by, this 4 is there, you can write divided by 4. This 4 I have taken here. And it is 1 plus 1 by 4 power of n plus 1. So we have simplified the result and we have got un plus 1 by un. Now you need to apply limit as n tends to infinity, un plus 1 by un will be equals to limit as n tends to infinity 3 by 4 times of 1 plus 1 by 4 power of n whole divided by 1 plus 1 by 4 power of n plus 1. Which will be equals to, if you apply the limit as n tends to infinity, so it becomes 1 by infinity. So 1 by infinity will be 0. Here also 4 power of infinity will become 0. 1 by infinity will be 0. So we'll get 3 by 4 times of 1 plus 0 divided by 1 plus 0. So how much it is left out? 3 by 4. But this 3 by 4 is less than 1. So because this 3 by 4 is less than 1, what can you conclude? You can conclude that the given series is convergent. Therefore, by D'Alembert's ratio test, summation of un is convergent. Find the nature of the series 2 by 3, 2 into 3 by 3 into 5 plus 2 into 3 into 4 divided by 3 into 5 into 7 and plus so on. The series will continue. So if we try to observe this one, how to find out the value of un and un plus 1 from this result. We try to see the first term is 2, next for 2, 3 is multiplied. So 2 terms and 8 has become. Next third term, 3 terms it has become. Alright, fourth term they should have 4 terms. Fifth term they should have 5 terms. So nth term will have n number of terms in the numerator. Similarly, denominator, if you try to see, first term contains 1 term, 3. Second term, 3 is multiplied by 5, so 2 terms. Third term will contain 3 terms. Fourth term, 4 terms. Fifth term, 5 terms. So on. Nth term will contain n number of terms. So how to find out the nth term? For that you have to see the way this expression is going on. So 2, so 2 into 3. Here 2 into 3 into 4. So try to observe this 2 into 3 into 4. The next term will be 2 into 3 into 4 into 5. So what type of expression this is? If you try to observe, this is nothing but given expression is in the form of arithmetic progression. Right, with the common difference that you try to see, the common difference between these two terms. What is the common difference? 3 minus 2, 1, 4 minus 3 will be 1. Common difference is 1. I'm just talking about only the numerator. So common difference is 1. So if that is the case, the given expression in the numerator is in the arithmetic progression. So how to find out the nth term of an arithmetic progression? The nth term of an arithmetic progression. Nth term of arithmetic progression, AP. So we know this formula. Nth term will be equals to A plus n minus 1 times of d. This is the basic formula for finding out the nth term of an AP, where a will represent the first term and d represents the common difference. So if you try to observe, I am talking first, I'll take the numerator value. So let us take the numerator value. So numerator, you want to find out the nth term, alright. So because here we are finding out the unth term, so we'll try to see what will be the unth term. So nth term in the numerator will be, nth term will be, what is the first initial term? The series starting from here, 2 into 3. So initial term over here is 2, a value is 2, plus n minus 1 into d. What is the common difference? You can see 3 minus 2, 1, 4 minus 3, 1. Alright, so in that way d value will be 1. So therefore we'll be getting 2 plus n minus 1 into 1 will be n minus of 1. So which is nothing but n. So 2 minus 1 will be 1. So nth term, if you go on continuing in this way, so nth term will be 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 into 6 into, at the end we'll be getting n plus 1, nth term. Alright, so it starts with 2 and the nth term will be n plus 1. So this entire expression is in arithmetic progression. So this is the numerator value. Now let us go for the denominator value. Denominator, nth term. If you try to observe the first term in the denominator, it starts with 3. So therefore it will be a will be 3 into n minus of 1 into, what is the common difference? D in this case. You try to observe, 3 is there, 3 into 5, 3 into 5 into 7. What is the difference? 5 minus 3. Difference is 2. 7 minus 5. Difference is 2. So d value will be 2 over here. So which is 3 plus multiply. 2 into n will be 2n. Plus into minus is minus. 2 times of 1 will be 2. So which is nothing but 2n. It's 3 minus 2 will be 1. So this will be the nth term in the case of the denominator. So it will look like 3 into 5 into 7 into, the next term will be 9 into, so on. You'll be getting the nth term will be 2n plus 1. This is your numerator value, this is your denominator value. So now if you write down the unth term, the numerator value is what? 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 into 6 into, so on. There is n plus 1. And what is the denominator value? Denominator value is 3 into 5 into 7 into 9 into, so on. It is 2n plus 1. So you got the unth term. Slightly different problem compared to the earlier problems you have solved. So unth term you have got, and you need to find out un plus 1th term. So un term is so much. Un plus 1 means one additional term will be getting, n plus 1th term. So this series expression will be the same. That is 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 into 6 up to nth term. It will be the same. One additional term, n plus 1th term. That means you have to replace n by n plus 1. So if you take n as n plus 1, n will become n plus 1. And this plus 1 will remain as it is. This is n plus 1th term. Whole divided by. Denominator also, these expressions will be the same. But one additional expression, n will become n plus 1. So you have 2, n will become n plus 1, and this plus 1 will be as it is. This is how you can find out n plus 1 term. You can just rewrite this one. It is 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 into 6 and so on. N plus 1 into 1 plus 1 will become 2. So n plus 2 whole divided by the denominator value 3 into 5 into 7 into 9 into so on, 2n plus 1 into, multiply it. This 2 into 1 will be 2n plus 2 into 1 will become 2 plus this 1. So 2 plus 1 will become 3. So this is your un plus 1 term. So you got both the terms un plus 1 as well as un term. So you have to take the ratio. Un plus 1 by un. So un, I'll write down this term. It is 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 into 6 into so on. n plus 1 n plus 2 whole divided by the denominator 3 into 5 into 7 into 9 into so on. It is 2n plus 1 whole divided 2n plus 1 into 2n plus 3. This whole divided by your un value. Un value is this. This value you need to write. So that will be 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 into 6 into so on n plus 1 whole divided by the denominator 3 into 5 into 7 into 9 into so on. It's 2n plus 1. So we'll just take the reciprocal and try to simplify this one. So un plus 1 divided by un will be equals to. So this expression 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 into 6 and so on n plus 1 into n plus 2 whole divided by you have 3 into 5 into 7 into 9 into so on. It is 2n plus 1 into 2n plus 3. So this denominator value will come to the numerator, it becomes reciprocal. 3 into 5 into 7 into 9 into so on. It is 2n plus 1 whole divided by, because it has become reciprocal, it comes to the denominator 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 into 6 into so on n plus 1. So try to observe this complete value up to n plus 1, this complete value up to n plus 1 will cancel out. So this complete value up to 2n plus 1 and this complete value up to 2n plus 1 will cancel out. Right? So what is left out now? You left out only with n plus 2 in the numerator. Denominator what you have? It is 2n plus 3. You can take n common from the numerator. If you take n common, you will be left out with 1 plus 2 by n. Denominator also you can take n common. What will be left out? 2 plus 3 by n. So this n and n will get cancelled out. Since you have simplified, you can apply the limit. Limit as n tends to infinity, un plus 1 by un will be equals to limit as n tends to infinity 1 plus 2 by n divided by 2 plus 3 by n. So it will be equals to, if you apply infinity over here, 2 by infinity will be 0. Here 3 by infinity will be 0. So you are left out with what value? 1 in the numerator, 2 in the denominator, 1 by 2. So is this less than 1? So because it is less than 1, therefore by D'Alembert's ratio test, summation of un is what? Convergent. Summation of un is convergent. Find the nature of the series. Summation n is equals to 1 to infinity 4 into 7 into 10 into so on 3n plus 1 divided by n factorial into x power of n, where the value of x is greater than 0. That means x is a positive value. So this expression will take it as un. So un value is given 4 into 7 into 10 into so on. It is 3n plus 1 divided by n factorial into x power of n. So to find out the value of n plus 1, you have to just replace the value of n by n plus 1. So un plus 1 value will be equals to 4 into 7 into 10 into so on. If you try to observe this, 4 into 7 into 3, the difference between these two, 7 and 4 and 10 and 7, the difference is 3. Therefore, this expression which is there is in terms of AP, which is similar to the previous problem that we have done. So this is in AP. So till this term it will be the same. Nth term you need to find out. So 3n plus 1 will be as it is. So n has to be replaced by what? N has to be replaced by n plus 1. So n will become n plus 1 plus 1. Either use the formula which I showed in the previous problem or directly also you can write. Nth term will be 3n plus 1 and n plus 1th term will be, just replace this n value by n plus 1 whole divided by Denominator is just n factorial. So it's a simple factorial term. You have to replace n by what? N plus 1. So it becomes n plus 1 factorial into x power of. N has to be replaced by n plus 1. So let us try to simplify this one, which will be equals to, this is 4 into 7 into 10 into so on, it's 3n plus 1 into, you multiply 3 into n will be 3n, plus 3 into 1 will become 3, so 3 plus 1 will become 4. I've just simplified that one, 3 into n plus 1 plus 1, so which is 3 into n is 3n, 3 into 1 is 3 plus 1, which is 3n plus, this is 4, that is what I have written, whole divided by, you have n plus 1 factorial, in this case you are getting n factorial. So can we express this n plus 1 factorial as n factorial? We can write n plus 1 factorial as n plus 1 into n factorial. So how is that you can write n plus 1 factorial as n plus 1 into n factorial? Just give an example. Suppose you have 5 factorial. 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. This is 5 factorial. So can I write 5 into? So 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 is what? 4 factorial. So you can write in this way. 5 as it is. 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 can be written as 5 into 4 factorial. That is how we can write. So the same way 5 into 1 less value 4 factorial. In the same way n plus 1 into 1 less will become n factorial. That is how you can write down. So you got two values, un plus 1 value and un value. You have to divide these two values. So let us try to divide these two values. So un plus 1 divided by un. So un plus 1 is this value. So let us write down this value. It is 4 into 7 into 10 into so on, 3n plus 1 into 3n plus 4 divided by n plus 1 into n factorial. This is un plus 1 whole divided by un value. Un value is this value that you have. This value, un value. So un value is 4 into 7 into 10 into so on, 3n plus 1 whole divided by n factorial. In this case also you are having x power of n plus 1. In this case x power of n plus 1. In this case it is x power of n. So you got un plus 1 and un value. So we'll try to simplify this expression. We take the reciprocal from the denominator. It's 4 into 7 into 10, numerator as it is. So if I take that in the numerator, it becomes reciprocal. It becomes n factorial divided by 4 into 7 into 10 and so on. It's 3n plus 1 into this x power of n also will come in the denominator. Alright. So what happens? This n factorial will get cancelled. This 4 up to 3 plus 1. 4 into 7 and 10, 3 n plus 1 will cancel out. Right? You will be left out with here 3n plus 4. Denominator is n plus 1. Here in the numerator you are having x n plus 1. Denominator you have x power of n. I'll write x power of, if I take in the numerator it becomes minus n, power minus n. So we'll try to simplify this. It is 3. Can I take n common from here? If I take n common, I will be left out with 3 plus 4 by n. Denominator also I can take n common. So if I take n common, I will be left out 1 plus 1 by n. Here bases are the same, powers can be added. So n plus 1 minus of 1. So this plus n minus n will cancel out. This n and n will cancel out. We will be left out with 3 plus 4 by n whole divided by 1 plus 1 by n. Here only x is left out. So we have simplified. You can apply the limit on both the sides. So limit as n tends to infinity, un plus 1 by un is equals to limit as n tends to infinity. How much you have? 3 plus 4 by n whole divided by 1 plus 1 by n times of x. So if I apply infinity over here, 4 by infinity will be 0. So we'll just get 3 plus 0. Denominator 1 plus 1 by infinity will be 0 times of x. So it is 3 by 1 will be 3. So we'll just be getting 3x. Now the series is convergent or divergent depends upon the value of x, right? But if you try to observe the question, in the question it is very clearly given that x is greater than 0. See the question, x is greater than 0, that means it is a positive value. So there is a positive value, and let us try to see what will be the condition. So by D'Alembert's ratio test, summation of un is, so depends upon is convergent or not, is convergent. If, when it should be convergent, when the value of 3x should be less than 1. If 3x is less than 1, then the series will be convergent. Alright. So less than 1, or can I write this as x less than, you take 3 in the denominator, becomes 1 by 3. X is less than 1 by 3. So if x is less than 1 by 3, the given series will be convergent. Under what case it will be divergent? Divergent if this value is greater than 1. If 3x is greater than 1. So x should be greater than 1 will be there. 3 you can take in the denominator, becomes 1 by 3. So which means that when the value of x is less than 1 by 3, the series will be convergent. And if the value of x is greater than 1 by 3, the given series will be divergent. And what will happen if this value equals to 1 and the test fails? The third condition of D'Alembert's ratio test. The test fails. You know that L is equals to 1. So this L value is nothing but 3x. 3x is equals to 1. So in this case, the test will fail, or x will be equals to, cross multiply this 3, will be getting 1 by 3. So when the value of x is 1 by 3, we say that the test will fail. Find the nature of the series. 1 by 2 root of 1 plus x square by 3 root 2 plus x power of 4 by 4 root 3, and so on. And the value of x that is given over here is greater than 0. It is a positive value. So if that is the case, you need to identify what is the value of un. How to write down the nth term. So we'll start with the first expression over here. However, the first expression does not contain the value of x. So we'll start with the second expression onwards, because we cannot consider this value. Just ignore this value, because in infinite series, even if one value is omitted, nothing will happen to the series. So we'll start from here, the second term onwards. You can see x power of 2, x power of 4, that means x power of 6. Even powers is there, 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. So it should be x power of even number. So even number is represented by 2n, power 2n. So it will be x power of 2n. So if I put n as 1, I will be getting x square. N as 2, I will be getting x power of 4. N as 3, I will be getting x power of 6, and so on. Whole divided by. Coming to the denominator. So if you try to see, this 2 and this 2 are the same. Alright. So in that case, the value that I can write, this is, so in the denominator, we have to start with 3 onwards. So how to start with 3 onwards? 3 means, because the series will start with n is equals to 1. So n is 1. N is 1. So 1 plus, to get 3, what has to be added? 2. So n plus 2. So n plus 2 will become 3 into root of, here it should be n, so n is 1, but you have to get 2, so n plus 1. We'll get 3 root 2. So next value, if you take n as 2, 2 plus 2 will be 4, then 2 plus 1 will become 3. So in that way the series will continue. So this is your un value. So once un value is known, you can find out un plus 1 value. So un plus 1. So just shift the value of n as n plus 1. Replace n as n plus 1. We will be getting x power of 2 times of n value will be n plus 1. Whole divided by n value will be n plus 1. And this plus 2 as it is. Root of. n value will become n plus 1 plus 1. Just try to simplify. It is x power of, multiply. 2 into n is 2n plus 2 into 1 will be 2. Whole divided by n plus 2 plus 1 will be 3. It's root of n plus 1 plus 1 will be 2. So you got un plus 1 and un. Take the ratio. So therefore, if I take the ratio un plus 1 by un. So un plus 1 is x power of 2n plus 2 divided by n plus 3 into root of n plus 2. Whole divided by your un value, this value. X power of 2n divided by n plus 2 into root of n plus 1. So x power of 2n divided by n plus 2 into root of n plus 1. Or if I take the reciprocal, this will be x power of, can I write this as 2n plus 2 as x power of 2n into 2 into x, right? X power of 2n into x power of 2 whole divided by n plus 3 as it is into root of n plus 2. This denominator value will become reciprocal. It becomes n plus 2 into root of n plus 1 whole divided by, it becomes x power of 2n. This x power of 2n will cancel out. So you are left out with, I'll take this n plus 2 divided by n plus 3. The square root values I'll take separately. Square root of n plus 1 divided by n plus 2. I have grouped the square root values. Into what you have? Into x square. Which will be equals to, suppose if I take n common from here, I'll be getting 1 plus 2 by n whole divided by. If I take n common from here, I'll be getting 1 plus 3 by n. Just taking n common. Under root also will take n common. From the numerator, if I take n common, what will be left out? 1 plus 1 by n whole divided by. Denominator also will take n common. What will be left out here? 1 plus 2 by n into this x square as it is. So this n and n will get cancelled. This n and n will get cancelled. Now you can apply the limit on both the sides. So limit as n tends to infinity, un plus 1 by un will be equals to, limit as n tends to infinity, 1 plus 2 by n divided by 1 plus 3 by n under root 1 plus 1 by n divided by 1 plus 2 by n into x square. So let us try to simplify this one. If I apply the limit, in this case 2 by n is infinity, 2 by infinity will be 0, so this term will become 0. What about this term? 3 by infinity will be 0, this term will be 0. What about this term? 1 by infinity will be 0, 2 by infinity. All these terms will become 0. So if I try to rewrite this expression, I will be getting the value as 1 plus 0 divided by 1 plus 0 into under root, once again 1 plus 0 by 1 plus 0 into x square. This entire expression is just 1. 1 into x square will be x square. So because I have got x square, depending upon the value of x, the given series will be either convergent or divergent. Therefore, you can write by D'Alembert's ratio test, summation of un is, so it will be either convergent or divergent. This is convergent. If, when it will be convergent? When this value of x square is less than 1. When x square is less than 1. And when it will be divergent? If this x square is greater than 1. Alright. And when the test will fail, and the test fails, and the test fails, if this value is equals to 1, if this value of x square is equals to 1, if x square is equals to 1, the test will fail. So this is about examples on the D'Alembert's ratio test. That's all I have for today. Thank you.